Welcome back to Kudos Bank Arena here in Sydney. A big crowd entering the stadium, wanting to see their minor premiers, the New South Wales Swifts, take on the Adelaide Thunderbirds in this major semi-final. The Swifts just going through their last motion. Sophie Fawns might have a bit to do today. We've seen her plenty of times in that Power 5 time. Kim Green joining me in commentary, and Emily Beaton from the Adelaide Thunderbirds, part of that last premiership winning time in 2013 on the sideline for us. Kim Green, we spoke a little bit about the finals appearances. The Thunderbirds, the last time they were in the finals 10 years ago, during that same period of time, the Swifts have made 7 years of finals appearances. Talk to me about the difference and the value in those finals experiences.
Yeah, finals are a completely different game, Kath, and the great thing about being a part of them, you get to understand the pressure leading into it. It's about, tapering in the gym. It's also about all the media at training. It completely changes your week. So, for the teams that are saying, oh, finals are just another week, it isn't. It is completely different. So the Swifts definitely have the upper hand on that. But you did hear Tanya Otts talk about, the nationals, the big games that they've been a part of, but nothing replicates this week.
And nothing replicates having to do it in Sydney in front of this big crowd. They will take plenty from that win last week, though. As I mentioned to Shamira Sterling and Latanya Wilson, the first time that they've been able to get a win over the Swifts in 10 years in Sydney was just last week, and they look relaxed. The Adelaide Thunderbirds take to the court. Elle Cardwell, the English international, there she is. She'll have a big job on her hands today. Here's a reminder of the Woolworths team cards to the Adelaide Thunderbirds. The same starting 7 that we saw last week, but hold on to your hats because Tanya Otts loves to reshuffle. New South Wales Swifts come together, and Kim Green, same starting 7 for them as well.
Same starting 7. The only person that's come into the fold is Tegan O'Shannessy in that substitution position. But look at the Swifts. They mean business. They did this last week. We've seen it a few times this season. In the middle, this is our ground. Even though we don't normally play here, game on, bring it.
Yeah, the Swifts have a rich history of success in this stadium, don't they? They love it. Aiken George and Paige Hadley, well, 2 players, probably not their best last week, and have got a big job to do. Someone else, not one of her greatest games, Helen Housby. But how many times have we said this season how much she stands up in the big game moments? None as big as this one. And we're underway through the co-captain, Maddie Proud. Housby out of the circle early. Well, what do we make of that ball early on, Kim Green?
Well, they spoke about it pre-game, about keeping it out of the air, and that's what they went to straight away. You can see that the Swifts are finding a little bit more movement that they did last week. That beautiful drive on the baseline by Housby.
We talk often about nervous shots in big games, don't we? That was a nervous pass to me off the hands of Helen Housby. The Thunderbirds, Georgie Horges, Petty, the captain, all the way back to Garrett Horges.
Well, it's that push-up defence there, Kath. You could see all mid-quarters just getting behind their players. They don't care to get the intercepts, create pressure.
Great movement in the circle from Tipper Dwan. She almost pinballed herself off a few players to get some space. Well, it's an early miss. That's that nervous shot. And a valuable rebound the way of the New South Wales Swifts. Housby again doing a lot of work up court. Not unusual for her to touch the ball plenty of time. Well, Romelda Aiken thought for a moment that was going to be off the hands of Shamira Sterling, and she left it. So a couple of stray balls already, Kim Green, for the New South Wales Swifts.
Well, and 2 plays in a row. The first 2 centre passes essentially have gone in the air. That's one thing that they spoke about. So I think they should be having discussions out there straight away. How do we change our tactics to not go up high? You need to present something short.
Well, the good news for the New South Wales Swifts is the Thunderbirds haven't capitalised on it yet. Just saw another tip coming, though. Dwan out of the circle, back to Petty.
And that was a beautiful drive by Petty, but the release.
Sarah Clow, monster hands over, and then how's the chase and the commitment from their co-captain in Maddie Proud.
Well, she was fantastic last week, Coxie, but once again, starting well. And have a look at that Harvey Norman replay. You could just see nothing but grit from both of those players from the Swifts.
Well, it's been a long time between goals here to Matilda Garrett. It's an absolute fortress in the defence end for the Adelaide Thunderbirds at the moment. Ruffling feathers early, and Kim Green, that in itself is going to start to put a bit of doubt in the heads of the Swifts going forward, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, Coxie. And the fact that every pass that's gone in has been Romelda, Aiken George, a part of those ones. Mix it up. You have to go short, get Housby into the game. There it is again.
Well, nearly fumbles it to Romelda Aiken, but she'll take one under the post. So the Swifts, given all that, are still finding themselves up 3-0. 3 minutes gone in this first quarter.
Well, and they're lucky that the defenders are doing such a great job down here, getting ball back for them.
Let's get down to Emily Beaton, loving what she's seeing in the mid-court already.
Absolutely. One of the key matchups today, I think, is Maddie Proud on Hannah Petty, the two captains. They're both South Australians, actually, but they're two players who you can never question their work rate, their commitment and their will to win for their team. You've already seen them diving on the ball, and I think that's going to be key throughout the match today.
The South Australian pointing out all the South Australians on the court. Well played, Em Beaton.
Thanks.
Hadley needs a big, big game. Housby has to go back. Keeping it shorter here and a little more patient, but got to get ball side. That's brilliant defence from the Thunderbirds, pushing them wide.
Yeah, and we spoke about it on Centre Circle this week. It's about getting in that middle channel for the Thunderbirds, pushing all the Swifts wide. The swing ball really helps them to get that positioning. So Swifts should be able to just get into that middle channel. They'll be able to find a little bit more space.
Well, another one overcooked, and have a look at the face of Helen Housby. Not entirely sure she gets a tip though. Well, this is where the Swifts really need to put the pressure on and see if they can force some stray balls from the Thunderbirds. Wilson. Dwan.
Everyone in one spot, aren't they, Coxie?
Yeah, it looked a little like net set go there for a minute, didn't it? Following the play. Well, Fraser a penalty just at the top of the circle, so Georgie Horges waits. It's Dwan that opens. Well, again, we mentioned last week more than a few times the strength of Elle Cardwell on that hold and how well she uses her body. That was another prime example. They get it back to one, the difference.
Oh, look at that second phase from Georgie Horges. That's a perfect centre pass setup right there. Nice and flat. She went early. She could read it. Second phase prep. Beautiful. Got to nail those though.
Yeah, well, certainly a couple of nervous shots off the hand of Tipper Dwan.
Well, interesting on this centre pass setup from the Swifts. They really struggled last week, but Hadley is now on her second phase, sitting up on the body as opposed to outrunning. So an improvement already from last week, but just need to start nailing that conversion.
Adelaide Thunderbirds winning ball back, and so far no issues in getting it down court again. Petty over the top, Georgie Horges, Dwan again. So Tipper Dwan being left to take a fair few of those balls on the edge. The double up on Cardwell being evident early. Yep, again, letting Tipper Dwan present front and putting the pressure over the shorter player over the shot.
Well, and it's smart by the Swifts defenders. They know that she's a bit wobbly on that shot at the moment, so allow her to keep shooting.
But just like that, though, the Thunderbirds jump themselves in front by the one, and it's an HCF tactical timeout to the New South Wales Swifts.
Second phase, they look into that one, get off the sideline. Fake sideline, go back to phase two option. Easy. Take the grab, all well. Good job. Hands in here. Let's go. First centre pass, what are we doing?
keep going with that, we execute.
Let's go, Oz and Swift!
Kim Green, Bryony Akel, what did she want from her charges?
Well, she was talking to the attackers, asking them to fake wide and get back into that middle channel, which they haven't used as yet. But then in defence, Fraser, stick on your player on a centre pass and block everything on that second phase. Georgie Horges is not getting to the top of the circle.
During that tactical timeout, we kept an eye on the court. Interesting to see Elle Cardwell go to the post and put up a few more shots, just trying to get a little bit more confidence and flow in that. Sitting on 2 from 3 from her, Helen Housby. Yeah, Fraser, good challenge. But anything done from behind, going to draw attention of the umpire. Over the top to Petty again. It's Dwan that sneaks in front. She's got to start sinking these.
And that was a rush shot,
Yeah.
Foxy. That was off the 1 second. She's got 3 seconds. Take your time on it.
Well, that's a shot of I'm not feeling great at the moment. I want it out of my hand. She's at 2 from 5 at 40% for Tipper Dwan to open this game. I wouldn't be surprised to see that change brought in a little earlier from Tanya Obst.
Contact call against Romelda.
Nice weighted ball from Shamira Sterling over to Latanya Wilson. Petty. A vast difference in the attacking confidence. Long court for the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
What? And look at that middle channel. Everyone was in it just a moment ago. And that's how quickly you can get down court. Keep using the middle channel. It's efficient and it's effective.
Now out by 3, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Have a look at the shooting stats. 10 attempts already for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. They could be really hurting the New South Wales Swifts if they were sinking them. Tipper Dwan may have found the radar. Wow.
Well, this is not the start I would have suspected, Kath, from the New South Wales Swifts. And you can see that they are so hesitant on the board. There's that fake wide, but you need to get in the middle channel. That's what Bryony wants.
Well, you talked about this first quarter, Kim Green. It's the Thunderbirds' worst statistically. They've only won 4 of 14 this season.
Well, what a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbeaten. What have you noticed?
Doing too much movement. They're actually finding huge play from Sarah Clow.
Hadley. Yeah, ball placement not ideal, but Maddie Proud able to pick it up. And again, it's a high ball route to Romelda Aiken. Shamira Sterling, another tip. Well, that face to her teammates, what did you get out of that? Was it a, let's just settle from Romelda Aiken?
Settle and bring it to the circle edge. Allow her to actually have the one-on-one. At the moment, they're putting Romelda Aiken-George under so much pressure. They don't need to do that.
Working through the middle, recognising it, Maddie Proud. She's going for shorter options. A shorter ball, still a high ball. Shamira Sterling, well, we saw a couple of spectacular blocks from her in round 14 against the Swifts. One of the best in the business. Back to 1 now, the New South Wales Swifts. Cardwell out of the circle, drops the ball straight through the fingers of Elle Cardwell.
Well, and here's the opportunity that Swifts will want to just start to get their confidence back. Beautiful double dodge from Hadley. Just can't nail it, and that pass is a hard one to give, and it's so long.
Have a look at those last 10 goals, though, would you? 7 in a row to the Adelaide Thunderbirds before the Swifts take 3. I feel like it's going to be a carbon copy of last week. The ebbs and the flows. Right as we hear the siren for the first Power 5 of the game. Oh, unlucky Sarah Clow. Thought Tipper Dwan charged into the circle. Cardwell sinks one. Doesn't look overly thrilled, does she, Elle Cardwell? Not comfortable just yet. Tilly Garrett gets a hand in.
Look at that middle channel again. It's just Thunderbirds all in there.
Yeah, big hit, Latanya Wilson on Paige Hadley.
Well, and a good one for Paige just to have a bit of a moment, a breather on it. Let's take a look at the Harvey Norman replay here. It was late by LaTanya Wilson.
But the smarts of Hadley to
Forget
get
a
up
body.
and walk inside to take the penalty to block Wilson out, Kim.
Yeah, that's right. Middle channel's everything at the moment. We've heard it time and time again. So if you can get it off a penalty, brilliant.
Helen Housby sinks one, gets it to level. The first Suncorp super shot of the game. There's Sarah Clow having a fantastic game so far, and she is our Nissa Net Points match leader at the moment. Two other Swifts in Housby and Proud at the bottom. Cardwell, this will be good for her confidence if she can sink it. She can't. Can she get the rebound? She does. Back to Georgie Horgis.
Well, and Nankiville on the court. Here comes a bit of a change as well. Wilson comes into goal defence, but you can see just the intent of being on that transverse line as a backup.
Swifts!
Important for the Thunderbirds.
We just heard Tracy Neville yell out, good decision to her attack line. That one, another high one. Helen Housby, can she nail her second? She does. And she's pumped up. There is nothing more frightening to an opponent than a pumped up Helen Housby. Tipper Dwan doesn't want to take the longer shot. And again, the Swifts happy to let her go for the ball kick.
Yeah, and a deep breath from her as well. She looks nervous still. It might take at least another 5 minutes for her to get back into this game.
Well, Helen Housby, the goal attack, the on-strike shooter for both sides at the moment with 7. 2 of those Suncorp super shots. Can she make that 3 in a row? This will bring the house down. No. Oh, yeah, she is. Just wants to change location.
Well, and there's the tactic right there. Quickly pass it off from Imelda Aiken-George straight back to Housby.
And does the block out too, doesn't she, Imelda Aiken-George? Helen Housby on fire here early. Gets the New South Wales Swifts up by 2. Look at Housby's stats. 3 from 3 regular time, 3 from 3 super shots. Makes no difference to her what distance. Turner up the middle to Proud. Hadley. Again forced wide, aren't they? There's nowhere for Hadley to go but back. Aiken-George.
Well, and the setup was lovely. She went up and did a screen on the Thunderbirds defenders and opened up herself. There's been some messy moments from the Swifts, but they certainly have brought themselves back into this game from the super shots.
Well, you can tell both sides thoroughly done their homework in the last 6 days. Oh, Cardwell wants the 2-pointer. Tipper Dwan, though, going to be the one to shoot it up. Can't make it fall. Kim Green, are you at all surprised by the fact Tipper Dwan is still on the court?
I think she's providing a lot of attacking moves, but yeah, the confidence over the shot is just not there at the moment. But I do like what she's doing in attack. She's providing a bit. We haven't talked much about Turner this quarter, so she's certainly doing a job out the front.
The tip again, Shamira Sterling, but umpire saying the tip was actually on the arm. So the penalty go to Swifts. They find themselves now up by 3. 15 seconds to play, so plenty of time here, particularly if the vision is good from Paige Hadley. Well, they want to put the foot down here, the New South Wales Swifts. Helen Housby nails yet another right on the buzzer. So the New South Wales Swifts take a 5-goal lead into the quarter-time break with 16-11. And don't forget, next month's Netball's biggest tournament coming to Fox Sports. Our Diamonds have unfinished business, and Fox Sport is the only place to catch every game live.
Welcome back to Kudos Bank Arena for the major semi-final between the Swifts and the Thunderbirds, and the home side have a 5-goal lead heading into the second quarter. It's great to have your company tonight. This is the Origin Energy quarter-time break, and ladies and gentlemen, I have tracked down Darcy Garvin. Now, if you're wondering why the surname looks familiar, it is because Darcy is the older sister of former Swift and former Magpie Sophie Garvin. So Darcy, it's wonderful to see you, but you play basketball, Sophie plays netball. Tell me why the different sports.
Yeah, I've always loved basketball. Played a little bit of netball. I wasn't great. Sophie was actually a really good basketballer, but decided at some point that she was going to choose netball, and I think our parents are happy. We're very competitive, so it's probably a good thing that, yeah, she's off playing netball and I'm doing basketball.
And she's playing netball very well. She's in the World Cup team. How excited and proud of her are you when you think about what she's going to achieve in Africa next month?
Oh, I couldn't be prouder of her. When I found out, I was just overcome with emotion. There's been a bit of chatter this year whether she should be in the team or shouldn't, so I'm just so happy that she's made that team, and I feel like a weight's been lifted off her shoulders and she can really focus on the diamonds and going over to South Africa and hopefully coming home with the gold.
So while Sophie's representing our country in netball, you're representing our country in basketball. What's happening on Monday?
Monday we kick off the Asia Cup here in Sydney. It's obviously a special place for us playing in Sydney. We had the World Cup here last year where we got a bronze medal. Hoping to go 2 better this time and hopefully come away with a gold medal in the Asia Cup starting next Monday.
Thanks so much for your time. Good luck in the World Cup.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, Darcy. And back to the netball action, and the New South Wales Swifts have come out firing in this second quarter. That was, of course, our Origin Energy quarter-time break, and I want to get straight down to Emily Beaton, who was listening to the Adelaide Thunderbirds huddle.
Yeah, I sure was, and the coaching staff spoke directly to Tippett and said you have to be going for the one-point game. They told her, we're keeping you on, but your job is to shoot the one-pointers. They also want the attacking players, once they get the ball in hand, to turn quick to get the defenders off them or to draw the penalty.
Thanks, Sam. Well, that certainly puts a lot of pressure already on El Cardboard, doesn't it, when it gets to that Power 5, Kim? So let's keep an eye on that.
I like that they've kept her on, though, and I like that we're going to keep you on. This is your role. This is what you need to nail, and that's one thing that we've heard time and time again with Tanya Ox. What's your role? How are you doing your role? So they're very, very clear as to what they're doing. I really like it.
Proud waits patiently. Nothing comes, so has to go back to the line. And again, Helen Housby, Paige Hadley, a couple of doubles. Much more disciplined in attack. Oh, the tip comes from the captain, Petty. Oh, she thought she got away with it. She was halfway down the court.
But also a real patient attack for the Swifties. They're actually just getting it to the circle edge. Housby playing around with time. It's not about getting it down there quickly all the time. Change the pace. Look at that. Yep, we'll just take a moment. Feed it in.
Well, with respect to the Thunderbirds' defence, they had to take a couple of moments then, didn't they? Shamira Sterling, big rebound. Oh, the crowd don't like that one. Oh, my goodness, the fumbles. This quarter has had a bit of everything. Sorry, and the opening quarter. Unusual, just sprayed balls, drop balls, stuff we don't normally see, and it screams finals, doesn't it?
It does scream finals, and these are the times where you don't win pretty, you can still win ugly, and both teams are going to have to just put that aside and put it in the back of their mind that that's okay to win that way.
Of course, the win gets one side straight to the grand final. So you're so right. I don't think they'll care how it happens as long as they can get there and get that all-important week off next weekend.
There's the intent from Horger. She wanted to get on with it really quickly, knew that the fake would bring Flower out. And straight in to Cardwell, she was ready for it too.
And that's why she is so dangerous at wing attack in one of the biggest playmaking roles on court. Fraser, proud. Oh, Latanya Wilson again covered. It was a Hail Mary to Aiken George. Housby, already a much improved game from her from last week.
Yeah, she's looking like the business out there and looking a little bit more available than what she was last week. Still only one lead to the ball in that last play, so keep an eye on the next one, that's for sure.
Well, Fraser didn't like the call. Cardwell. Umpires tonight doing an incredible job to keep control of this early. It was very physical last week. Rachel Laird, Tara Warner on duty. Georgie Hoare just dominating the circle feeds. And nicely balanced now between Proud and Hadley, Kim.
Yeah, last week you could see a real difference between the two. So they would have talked about that this week and how they inject Hadley back into the game. And they've done a good job of that so far.
Well, the New South Wales Swifts just continue on, don't they? Aiken George, 6 from 8. Housby, 7 from 8. But to the all-important super shots there, you can see her dominating. They sit 7 in front at the moment. Tipper Dwan makes it 6. Interesting to see the most shots taken from these two. Tipper Dwan, Kim.
Yeah.
So we mentioned the double defence coming on Elle Cardwell.
Well, the volume is certainly there, and she's starting to kick into the game now.
Look at the arm wrestle under the post between the Jamaican teammates, Aiken George and Sterling.
And you could hear, I think it was Sterling saying, "Contact, go shooter." Also an umpire.
Oh, beautiful ball. Great time drive, though, from Tipper Dwan as well.
Well, and that's the strength of having the player like a Cardwell who can punch out and Dwan go punching at the post. The Swifts aren't as lucky with the two players that they have on at the moment to do that.
Housby over the top to Maddie Proud. Housby again. Oh, Shamira Sterling. She was there or thereabouts, plenty in that first quarter. And boom, look at that, Kim Green. The Adelaide Thunderbirds down the court in a matter of seconds.
A super quick transition, and last week they were really held up by the Swifts in the first couple of quarters.
Well, another miss that could prove the difference down the track. Massive rebound stat there. Let's get back down to M. Beaton. We were just talking about the more balanced Swifts mid-court. What have you made of Maddie Proud?
Yeah, I think Mads is having an incredible game. She's that link between their defence and attack, and they need to do something to be able to get into her head. She's someone that is so difficult to break because she's such a workhorse. But at the moment, she's being able to move where she wants to. If they ever need a player to get the ball to, she's there when she's needed. How do they stop her?
Well, this is how they stop her. They call it an HCF tactical timeout. It's the Adelaide Thunderbirds. They find themselves down by the 6 goals. A couple of minutes away from that power 5. So let's get down and have a listen to Tanya Obst if we can and see exactly why it is she wanted to call this timeout.
Okay, so we need to turn goals. All right. Hannah. So we got Elle and Luce in the circle. So Maze, we need you help bringing it in, but we need these inside connectors. That was a great ball chamois out to Hannah. Yeah. So let's keep looking at that. All right, we're doing really, really well with that pressure. Okay, we just need to start rewarding ourselves. If we get that ball, Shemi is really close to some of those balls, and there might be the tips that stay on and get those scraps.
30 seconds.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Every single pass is ours.
Okay, let's get our head back in, guys. Let's go. T-Birds on 3. 1, 2, 3. T-Birds, let's celebrate.
Sterling say, let's get our heads back in it. Kim Green, they're down by 6 at the moment, but that first quarter, they went on a run of 7, so they can get this difference back.
Yeah, they certainly can, and we saw it last week. We keep harping on it, but they were able to bring themselves back into the game after their first quarter. We see Lucy Austin come onto the court in goal shooter and Cardwell out. So a little bit more, I guess, dominance in that height and strength in the circle. So let's see what happens there.
Fraser back to Turner. Fraser again. Housby. Well, Elle Cardwell Down there in that goal attack position now, so a lot more room to become a defensive menace. Housby. Oh, it was a long time in the air, wasn't it? Any high ball that long in the air is a red rag to a ball, surely.
Always hit the rafters, yeah, especially with these two. They've got such great footwork. Somehow got there.
And get there again they do. Shamira Sterling, another rebound. Oh, back-breaking work for Hannah Petty.
That's it there.
Here's the Harvey Norman replay. The challenge from Paige Hadley. Look at Hannah Petty. Well, she did well to keep that. Oh, one end to the other. Well, interesting to note, Kim, that the Thunderbirds' issue before on a game was the transition through court. It's not now. They don't seem to have those issues. It's when they're getting to the circle that those mistakes are happening.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely that. And it's on their own mistakes that they're doing. So it's not the hard work that you're doing down the court. It's just about actually rewarding. So let's take a look at this Harvey Norman replay. Late from Austin. Turner going into the signage. She's okay, though.
Oh, another player down, and it's Hannah Petty again. Great ball, long and through a gap. Housby, no one to go to. Back to Hadley.
And it's the same thing, Kath, for the Swifts. They're flying down, but this transverse line, they cannot get over it. You have a look at Horges and Cardwell. They're sitting along that transverse with their hands. That almost took 10 passes to get over a transverse.
Clearly something they would have worked on this week, though. So, yes, it took a while, but the patience was there to get through it. Another miss from Imelda Aiken-George. Williams in at centre now for the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
With the goal attack now, yeah. That's it there.
Austin yet to sink a shot. There it is, the first one for Lucy Austin of the game. So back to 6 the difference. 5 seconds away from our second power 5, Williams. There's the siren. Keep an eye on Helen Housby. Has not missed from long range. Well, not even the long arms of Aiken-George can keep that ball alive for the New South Wales Swifts.
And that's a rare one from Maddie Proud. She would normally nail those each and every time. So clearly the work that the Thunderbirds are doing out the front is just making them a little bit tired, especially when they are looking for that feed.
And complete patience in attack for the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
And that's a beautiful release from Horges.
That whole passage of play felt complete confidence to me.
It did, and the injection of Williams, she's a runner. She gets down and gets depth really quickly. So you take a look at her, she'll throw the centre pass and then generally will get down really quickly, especially if it goes forward.
Well, wouldn't the Adelaide Thunderbirds like a couple of Suncorp super shots? They can't even keep possession. Austin guilty of collapsing over the baseline once or twice. Last week against Shamira Sterling. Well, they've got to reward her for the effort she continually makes. The main break just over 3 minutes away, and they'd love to narrow this gap. And I'm guessing the hand of El Cardwell is on the cards.
The disconnect from the feeders to Imelda Aiken-George is real tonight. You don't often see it, but they are spraying them over the baseline. It's either Imelda needs to sit up higher or the feed needs to get that little bit higher and you need to feed it quickly.
We can see Cardwell trying to bust through those gaps and get herself in that wide arc, but the Swiss defence all over it. Can Austin sink one? She does. Well, she gets 2 back. Matilda Garrett loves it. 3 the difference here. Nankiville, the challenge from behind. You can see the Adelaide Thunderbirds bench jump up in the background, riding every single ball.
Including Tracy Neville. Right in the game.
Aiken-George sinks one. Just sitting at 8 from 11 at 73% Aiken-George. It's not the sort of volume she's used to.
Contact centre. Barney's offside.
Yeah, Cardwell not happy with that.
Certainly not an advantage.
Not at all, is it? Give the ball. Lucy Austin had the hot hand moments ago. Can she sink another one? Well, she can't, but Sarah Clow encroached on her distance, so it'll be another shot at it. Makes good.
Tanya Off's really happy with that. That was a great injection to bring her on. And Cardwell out. Be interesting to see if she stays out there for the rest of the game. But have a look at that last 10 goals there.
Well, all they needed to do, the Adelaide Thunderbirds, was a few in a row, wasn't it, to get the gap back?
Yeah.
Helen Housby, though, you don't want the ball in her hand from that distance. 5 from 5, Suncorp super shots for the English international Helen Housby. Well, we all thought she was going to respond with a big game, didn't we, after last week? And thus far, loving this challenge.
Oh, another penalty from Clow in the 2.
Cardwell wants a crack at them, wants to find the hot hand, and she does as well. HCF tactical timeout this way to the New South Wales Swifts, and you can see Bryony Akel straight to her defence end and doing some reshuffling already. Let's get down and have a listen.
So guys, you are doing an amazing job at doing the chips to circle. Don't get sucked into the last second, going in when we've got a free midi. Just take another breath. You're doing a great job. Yep. Yeah? We good? Right, let's go. It's going to be a midi free because there's 2 on Helen trying to stop her getting in the circle. Yeah, so fake it up, swing it with ball speed. Yeah?
All right, deep breath in on 3. 1, 2, 3 in. And out. This is the shit we love. Let's grind. Let's go.
Let's go, Oz Swift!
Good job, guys.
There you go, a couple of changes made in defence, and what do you make of those, Kim Green, and why?
Yeah, well, interesting. We haven't seen Tegan O'Shannessy for a few weeks, but she's back on court. She brings that long, rangy arms. You see Clow go out to goal defence and Maddie turn out to wing defence. They haven't been able to play this combination for a long time, so here's a tactic for them, that's for sure.
Well, just 2 the difference. There are those changes made. Lucy Austin, brilliant since she's come onto the court. A couple of all-important Suncorp super shots for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Just over a minute to play. Aiken-George doesn't even turn around to sight Helen Housby.
Well, just providing that release point for the Swifts.
You can see Helen Housby point to the post. Imelda Aiken, shoot it up. Let's take the ones. 3 the difference. Austin out of the circle, all the way over to Horges. Back to Nankivell, Horges again.
Well, smart work there on that double play. Just giving that ball back. Knew that Horges could take that hit.
El Cardwell. It comes off short. Can't get the rebound, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. O'Shannessy, what a time to come into the game. Another replay ball. Kim Green, that's the 3rd replay ball we've seen in this game.
Oh, and a big hit there. These 2 going absolutely at it. Let's take a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Body just going up for the ball. But yeah, it's been a lot of fumble fingers out here.
Lucy Austin got them back to 2 right before the siren, and there it is. That will be the end of the second quarter. And what a turnaround from that first one. It was 16-11 in that opening quarter. Kim Green, the Adelaide Thunderbirds winning the second though, 15-12. So they've got themselves back just to the 2. We'll get straight down to Emily Beaton, who's with one of the co-captains for the Swifts.
I'm with Maddie Proud. Matt, so much momentum swinging happening in this game so far. How good's finals, Nettie?
Oh, it's unreal. I think, we would have liked that momentum to continue in our way. We always made some silly errors. They really tightened up their D in that second quarter there, but we've also just got to capitalise off the stuff that our defenders are getting back for us.
And obviously coming off a win last week, what's the lead-up been like this week?
Yeah, it's kind of been going back to basics, and it's nice that we've been able to play them again because you try to review it, you then preview it, and we've got to, spend a bit more time watching them. But on the flip side of that, it's just all been about us and focusing on what we need to do today.
And to get the win, what do you need for the second half?
Oh, just discipline, I think. Discipline when we get ball, we make sure we execute. We know they're going to have a fly in defence. We just got to stay patient and keep the ball moving.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, Em.
Thank you to Emily. Thanks to Maddie as well. Well, there is your halftime score at the top of your screen, 28-26. The New South Wales Swifts up by the 2. Of course, we've got your halftime show coming right up after this. And a reminder that the finals netball action doesn't stop here. Tomorrow we head west for the minor semi-final. It is do or die between the reigning premiers, the West Coast Fever and the Melbourne Vixens. That grand final rematch live from 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Fox Netball.
Welcome back to Fox Netball tonight. We are at Kudos Bank Arena for the major semi-final where the New South Wales Swifts and the Adelaide Thunderbirds are wrestling with momentum shifts and leadership changes. The Swifts, though, earning the ascendancy, taking a 2-goal lead into the break after the Thunderbirds managed to claw back what was a 5-goal deficit from the first quarter. Kim Green, Emily Beaton alongside me. Before we get into specifics, Kim, what's jumping out at you about the first 30 minutes of this big game?
Oh, well, it's all the messy moments. There's no consistency. No one's been able to take the game by the horns, so to speak. But you know what? I really like the changes that they've been able to implement, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the home side, though, first. The Swifts attack, they were the ones who got the points on the board first, Em.
They did. They were looking very poised. Early on, they were a little bit messy, but I think they brought it back, and I guess that's what the game has seen, so many momentum shifts. But I think Maddie Proud has been commanding in the middle through there. Paige Hatley's had a better impact in this game so far, and Helen Housby on screen there. She has been clinical in that super shot zone.
Yeah, 5 from 5 for her. She's been incredible. They have had, those moments where they've just decided to go and throw ball over the baseline, and you could hear Bryony Aker say, you need to continue to chip away and trust in the process. You can see it just then. Chip away, get to the top of the circle, and then give Aiken-George all the time in the world to get up for it, but don't put her under pressure like that.
It took the Thunderbirds, Kim, 4 minutes before they were actually able to get a score on the board, while the Swifts were slowly edging out their lead in the early moments of the opening quarter. But what was working for the T-Birds attack when it clicked?
Yeah, I thought they were finding space really nice. So you could see that there was multiple options to the ball, and they had this beautiful flow about them. The only missing piece was that Dwan had missed a few in that first quarter, and especially in that first 5 minutes. And they still continued to go to post, and I loved that about them, and I love that Tanya Ops really backed her in to continue the game out. You see Austin come in now, and it completely changes the game, and I think that change has been a good one.
Do you feel like Tanya Ops will continue with that rotation, leaving Lucy Austin and Eleanor Cardwell in the circle?
Yeah, I think that's going to be really interesting to see. I think she deserves to stay out there. I think she was the difference maker in that second quarter, and that's how they peeled it back, that scoreline. So Tipper Dwan, she actually was moving beautifully. It's just being able to finish that shot, I think, that was missing from her game.
Defender Sarah Clow, as we know, she's so experienced and she's so calm under pressure. What's jumping out, Em, for you?
Yeah, I think she's brought another level with finals here. Her physicality out there, she is going for everything, and she's been such a hassle to Elle Cardwell out there. Elle Cardwell's having to fight, use her body, which I don't think that she's enjoying, and it's kind of messing with her natural game a lot.
Yeah, and 3 games, 1 intercept and 4 deflections to her name. She certainly is being a pest down there, and I love that she's continuing her game from last week.
2 goals the difference at halftime. Let's see the halftime match stats and just check if the numbers are matching up with the feel of the game that we have on our hands. Kim, run me through the numbers.
Look, there's not much in it. The games are the same, penalties pretty much the same, but the one thing that I do want to highlight, 11 turnovers to 9. Swifts averaged 17 turnovers for this season, so for them to be sitting at 11 is really high for them.
What was the disconnect from Romelda Aiken-George and the Swifts mid-court feeders that you were mentioning in the second quarter, Kim?
Yeah, I think what they're doing is that they're just releasing the ball too early up court, and that's the great pressure of the Thunderbirds at the moment. They're keeping them nice and high, putting them under pressure and going, oh my goodness, I just need to get the ball to Romelda, so they're launching one. But Bryony Akers said in one of her timeouts, you need to chip away, keep chipping away. So keep an eye on that. I think they'll keep it really short, getting to the circle edge, and then give her time to give that ball.
And we have seen them be patient in the first 30 minutes. Emma, are you expecting any changes from either side heading into the third quarter?
I think they might run it out as they are. I think the Thunderbirds were certainly finding some more momentum late there. The Swifts, I think one thing Maddie Proud said in her halftime interview was about them finding discipline. So I think leaving the players out there and just getting to do the simple things better, I think that's all they need.
2 goals in it as we head into the third quarter. Who's going to go straight to the grand final at full time, Kim?
I think Swifts will continue to pull it through.
I think the Thunderbirds are really good when their backs are against the wall, so I'm going for them.
Oh, we're fighting now, aren't we?
This game might go into extra time, our first of the season. We hope so here at Kudos Bank Arena. Okay, let's take a look at some of the entries that we've had submitted this year about showcasing just why netball is so important to everyone who plays the game, and whether it's valuable life skills they've learnt along the way, the community and the support of their club and teammates, maybe a multi-generational love of netball within families, or just the sheer joy of the game. These moments are all about showcasing it's not just about winning, it's about every girl's end game. We'll be announcing the winner thanks to Suncorp during the grand final broadcast, and as it stands, the Swifts have a 2-goal lead, so they currently sit in the box seat to book themselves a ticket straight to the grand final on July 8 at John Cain Arena. Don't miss the full weekend wrap-up on Pivot tomorrow straight after the elimination final between the Fever and the Vixens. We'll have special guest Kelsey Brown joining the couch.
Good evening and welcome back to Fox Netball. We're at Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney for the major semi-final between the New South Wales Swifts and the Adelaide Thunderbirds. At the moment, the New South Wales Swifts up by just the 2 after a seesawing first half. First quarter, the Swifts took by the 5, and then the Adelaide Thunderbirds taking that second quarter by the 3 goals. And we're going to get straight down to the head coach of the Adelaide Thunderbirds, Tanya Robbs. Tans, thanks for your time. Talk to me about what you said to your players between the first quarter and the second quarter, because my gosh, they responded beautifully.
Oh, look, I think we were, doing some really good things in the first quarter, but just technically not finishing off. So it was just a matter of knuckling down on some basic skills, and we changed a few things up, obviously, with some changes, but I think they responded well.
Well, you talk about that shaky finish, but also the changes. Let's talk about Juan being shaky on the shot, Austin being ejected in the second quarter. What have you loved about her impact so far?
Oh, look, I think Lucy, I said pre-game, I think she does her basics pretty well. Her strength onto the ball has improved massively, and she's generally a pretty good shot, so I think she's doing exactly what we have asked her to do.
And we haven't seen the change up of Wilson back to goalkeeper. What are you looking for when implementing that change?
Look, I think what she was doing out at goal defence was what we were wanting to see on Helen, so no need to change that one over.
Oh, well, Tans, we know you've got all the tricks up your sleeve. We'll leave you to it. All the best in the second half.
Thanks very much.
Well, there you go. Interesting to hear her say she thought she'd been doing the job on Helen Housby. Helen Housby, 9 from 11, 5 from 5.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Let's see how it all unfolds in mind games.
Well, there she is, Helen Housby with the ball in hand, and the captain, Maddie Proud. Well, we talked about her having a record number of visits to the floorboards. It's not been too many, but she's certainly been involved in some contacts.
Yeah, her body's definitely going to be sore after this game, that's for sure. Gets herself into all these little holes that no one else seems to do.
Well, that's what captains do. They throw themselves at absolutely everything. Romelda Aiken, another one dropped short.
Is that what you used to do?
Mid-court captain. Talking about me, Kim Green. Romelda Aiken, 9 from 13, so she's down in the 60s now in terms of percent. Maddie Turner!
Well, and that's the change-up that we talked about, the long-rangey arms to get over a Horges. Horges has been good in the first half. Maddie Turner now just spooks her a little bit. Here we go again. Let's look. Goes back.
Gorgeous, smart ball across to Williams. Wasn't kept in the air. Austin been pushed off the ball a fair bit, hasn't she? Needs to be a lot stronger. Housby, Proud. Hadley at the top of the circle. Beautiful swing that opened Helen Housby.
Still wasn't easy. It was a last-second launch over the top to see a couple of red players there.
Maddie Proud around the corner to Housby. But it's the contact call against Shamira Sterling. So the Swifts take another and get themselves up by the 4 goals. There's your shooting stats at the bottom of screen. Interesting to note the shared volume between the 2 players, Housby and Aiken-George. Aiken-George, well, my theory, Kim, it doesn't matter if you miss as long as you get the rebound. And Aiken-George, the best offensive rebounder in the competition.
She has 4 to her name at this moment.
Oh, what a beautiful change-up from the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Cardwell out, Tipper Dwan steaming into the circle.
Well, and that was a quick little change and a nice little fire straight into the circle as well. She'll be ace to get out there and have a good one now.
How good was that set up too from Imelda Aiken-George? Used her body to protect the space. Garrett to Horges, up to Cardwell again, and there it is! Well, another beautiful connection that has to be finished for the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
The fact that they're able to get in that middle channel is confidence enough. They're in the middle channel, firing to middle channel.
Emily Beaton, I want to ask you about this change-up between Sarah Clow and now she's on the shorter Tipper Dwan. At the moment, Dwan exploiting that to a degree.
Absolutely. I think it's a great mismatch for the Thunderbirds. Dwan's speed against Clow is going to be exploited there, but also the matchup of Cardwell against O'Shannessy, the experience versus the inexperience, I guess, of O'Shannessy, I think is really going to shine through for Cardwell.
Yeah, Dwan certainly winning out the play in the movement, but in terms of the shot at the moment, when she turns around, she's got Sarah Clow over it, proving difficult. Proud the chase. And how good's that connection into Helen Housby off balance. Well, the crowd like that one as they see their Swifts take it out by 5. Big long ball, and again, the assist from Cardwell to Dwan, this time via the floorboards. And they like it.
Well, you really get the sense that both shooting ends are really trying to build something here and get the energy up for both of their teams.
Well, if you look at the shooting stats, Kim, both of them similar in terms of the amount of shots taken and not what you normally see from these 2 sides. So certainly a case of both shooters having to stand up and deliver tonight.
I would have liked to see Turner stay out of that one, not have a poke.
Oh! Well, O'Shannessy, she read it like a book, didn't she? Came flying out but couldn't hold it.
I'm pretty sure she heard M. Beaton talk about the inexperience.
Dwan, well, doesn't want to shoot that at all. To me, that's problematic. Got to back yourself from anywhere inside the circle. Again. Every single pass giving the Swifts more and more opportunity. Now they find it through Cardwell.
And here's that Harvey Norman replay, the swing on the ball. Tegan O'Shannessy coming out with 2 hands. Beautifully set up.
Well, Tilly Garrett now caught a long way from the circle, so it'll be a 2-on-1 for the New South Wales Swifts. Look for one of these players to set a screen. It looks like Aiken. George. And again, there it is. So Aiken-George, 2 screens that allow Helen Housby to run one way and then back the other. There's someone that will be watching on with interest, Australian selector and also one of our own Fox Netball family members in Anne Sargent.
Smart from Cardwell, realised that there was no one on this side of the court, rotated through, quickly double played, had a shot.
Williams, the hands over. Proud. Housby. Straight to Aiken George.
Offside first, free pass.
Yeah, smart work. That set up right from the get-go, the pass going out. Here's your score breakdown as O'Shaughnessy comes out for another screamer and takes out Cardwell, left in the back of play on the floorboards.
Well, Cardwell didn't like it at all. Let's have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Yep, just standing still. O'Shaughnessy going for ball.
Well, that is the sort of play that will get this New South Wales crowd up and about. 6 the difference for the New South Wales Swifts. And there's been plenty of changes still in this game, isn't there, Kim Green? 4 positional changes for the New South Wales Swifts, 22 for the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
Contact goal defense. Outside the circle. Release the ball. Goal attack.
Housby. Easy from that distance. They take it to 7, the New South Wales Swift. Just over 7 minutes to play. Here's your last 10, and the New South Wales Swifts with 3 in a row. Thunderbirds need to score here and stop that momentum. Georgie Horges, beautiful drive to circle edge. Oh, Cardwell didn't look like it was going to go off the hand.
It was almost the fend off.
She's got to stand up for me now, Kim Green.
She
That
does.
is the player that I really want to see take control of this game like we've seen her do so many times before.
Well, take control physically, but also emotionally, and just taking the vibe back a little bit for the Thunderbirds. Another little stuff up from the Thunderbirds on a throw in, my goodness. You have to set those ones up properly.
Absolute coach killers, those ones, aren't they? Particularly when they're fighting their way back into their game. Well, again, Shamira Sterling.
Throw in.
It's a nice moment for the front row, isn't it?
Included in the ticket.
Not sure if you pay more for that or less. Helen Housby, good from distance. That connection looks a little better, Embeaton. What have you made of that into Romelda Aiken-George?
Yeah, they're finding her so much better this quarter, and that comes down to the mid-court feeding from that circle edge. They're being really disciplined, which is what Maddie Proud called for at halftime. They're hitting that circle, feeding shorter, not giving it as much time in the air.
There's your circle feed, so Maddie Proud still sitting at the top. Georgie Horges right behind.
Well, and interesting, Hadley has dropped off a little bit with her feeds. So Proud stepping up her game a little bit.
Yeah, you can see Elle Cardwell get herself into a beautiful position to block defence on the shot there. She takes herself out of a rebound position. That's the problem. Fortunately, there was a penalty for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Turner. Again forced wide here, the New South Wales Swifts. Hadley back to Clow. Housby. Hadley, Housby, the quick double. Yeah, completely unstoppable when it's short and controlled from the Swifts.
Yeah, and there's a lot of patience in that. I do think that they could give the ball a little bit quicker on the ones that are sitting in dead space at the top of the third. Have to keep giving it quick.
Out by 7 now, the New South Wales Swifts. 8 seconds from the third power 5 of the game, and I feel like the Adelaide Thunderbirds are almost going to be forced into a few of those shots. Down in this third quarter, 8-12.
Oh, and that's a beautiful play from Maddie Proud. Doing a wealth of work out the front.
There's that score breakdown, the 3 quarters so far. Hadley, Housby, double on Aiken-George. Well, soon that double's going to be on Helen Housby. Surely they don't want her to get the ball.
That triangle from pocket to top opens it up beautifully. I don't know how many feeds they've had from the top of the circle, but it wouldn't be many.
HCF tactical timeout to the Adelaide Thunderbirds. They find themselves down by 7. Are we going to see some of those changes, particularly between that defence end that works so well? Let's have a listen.
Mace, come into wing defence. You have a rest. Yeah. Luce, come in. You come out. All right. So again, you know your role. Yep. Sham, a little different from you. I think we can get you sitting across that top. Yeah.
Let's take that one on. Centre. Hey. If she's addressing her line, it's her going over, just stand in front. Yep. Okay, let's see if we can push her over and contest that in the middle. Yeah, just stay on her. Yep. If there's a moment, it's right now. Everyone smiles on your faces. Smile. All right, we're here. Let's go. 2 rows on 3. 1, 2, 3.
The moment is now, and have a look at this change in the defence end. Kim Green and I looked at each other with big smiles on our faces. Well, we've been waiting for it. It showed its face a lot earlier last week, didn't it? The swap between the two Jamaicans, Ejanissa net points, Helen Housby responding in the best possible way after her game last week. Sitting at the top, Sarah Clow. Oh, O'Shaughnessy. Couple of long, loopy balls for the Thunderbirds. And there's the other change in the shooting circle, and Austin back on, Kim.
Yeah, Austin back on, and that's that strength that you need out there already. You know, posting up and making them accountable in defence.
Instruction centre outside the circle.
Well, keep an eye on this change up in defence for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Shamira Sterling with the goal defence bib on. Latanya Wilson in the goalkeeper. And it ruffled some feathers last week against the New South Wales Swifts. That's exactly what Tanya Ops will be hoping for once again.
Well, the great thing about their defensive structure was that they had that fluid movement, but everyone was committed to the cause.
Cardwell going for the 2. She could easily step in here across in front of Sarah Clow and take the 1-pointer. But they know what they're dealing with. The Adelaide Thunderbirds. Elle Cardwell. The big high 10. 2 from 4 now from her from distance.
And again, Swift's finding it hard to get it across that transverse line.
But don't look as rattled as they have before.
100% not. And those little double plays between Proud and Hadley are imperative to get them onto the circle. You can't keep wanting Housby to come out and do it for them. Almost play a close circle with Romelda Aiken-George. Here's that Harvey Norman replay. One arm going for it, one arm pinned behind.
Aiken-George takes the 1. They don't need to do anything else here, the New South Wales Swifts. If they're going to leave it undefended, that's the path they'll take. Austin out of the circle, too much on it to Georgie Horges.
We spoke about pre-game how Austin needs to be able to keep possession of ball, not too many turnovers.
Aiken-George, the big jump in, misses one more, but fumbles it. Maybe a little casual on the take.
Felt good on the double play.
Smart work, Williams, though.
And smart work from Cardwell to get a body in the way of that one.
Well, couple of big deep breaths and shaking the hand. Might have landed a little awkwardly. Moving around a bit. Well, it could be a finger too.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Harvey Norman replay, putting a body on the line. Grabbing at a hand.
Well, the umpires really got to keep a hold of this game now, don't they? It'll get very willing from here. Lucy Austin. Another Suncorp super shot. Come on and done the job. 3 from 3 for her.
Big swing over 2 channels. And this is where they need to inject, pass and get going really quickly.
Well, Latanya Wilson, those valuable centimetres now in that one-on-one against Romelda Aiken-George. Helen Housby, can she nail another? She can't. The first miss from distance for her. We sit on 5 from 5 Suncorp super shots just prior.
Well, and interesting enough, we haven't seen the lift and the block together today. When are we going to see it from these two?
Aiken-George, exceptionally good job to keep that alive. And everyone, look, pointing at the post, just take the one, give us a breather. Out by 5, still the New South Wales Swifts. Oh, that is a big hit. Maddie Proud, well, causing contact is the call. Proud don't like it. Oh, she's got to be careful,
right on
Maddie
in
Proud,
it.
yeah, doesn't want to retaliate.
That's exactly right, and umpires will be keeping an eye on that from now on.
Look at the physicality in the circle now. Another one through the hands. Is that because of that?
Oh, my goodness.
That sore hand. Cardwell, furious.
Well, it's an interesting call. Lots of body on the line.
Yeah, no, I thought that was over a third as well. We'll see if we can pick that up on the replay. Bridie Ackles up with her hands on her head. End of the third quarter, though, so frustration starting to get into the match a little. And the New South Wales Swifts will go into this break up by just the 5 goals. And of course, if you're a big fan of Tracy Neville's, make sure you check out the fourth quarter. The Adelaide Thunderbirds assistant coach will talk about her impressive sporting family. The Thunderbirds ending their decade-long finals drought and her take on star shooter Elle Cardwell. You can watch now on Fox Sports and Kayo or listen on your favourite podcast app.
I've seen something that I've never seen in Eleanor Cardwell. The way she leads, the way she communicates to the players, the way she is taking on that real leadership captaincy without actually having that particular role. I've never seen that from Eleanor Cardwell. She's always been the underdog within a team. She's had people lead her. And I think out here she's learned some valuable lessons, which will only make her stronger going into the season after.
Well, Cardwell's going to say, I'm worth my money to win the game, the Adelaide Thunderbirds, and she drops it in. Oh my goodness, Eleanor Cardwell has done the job for the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
And it might be that you make Proud on the centre pass and then you keep going. Yeah, give it there and then go. Okay? Good work, Diggs. Go with hard and pull it in. You got it. Yeah.
That one against centre pass. I thought that was better.
It definitely looks better. And because of Helen, so you're working hard and then Helen's popping. Yeah, I think that's working. I think that's working hard. But then, Paige, even if you roll out, so you're not trying to turn and fight. So you're up here, you've got 2. Roll out that way to get away, so you're not then trying to fight to get down the floor. But we just don't want you sitting and dancing on the side. Play each other down the court though. So there.
Drive long and then pop back up. After I drive and then stay halfway and then when I go, drive straight down to the pocket and then then punch back up.
So close. Hands everywhere, hands.
Welcome back, major semi-final action. 3/4 time brought to you by Origin Energy, and have a look at what's happening on court here. Helen Housby, Latanya Wilson have been going at it for at least a minute whilst they've been waiting for this quarter to start. Kim Green, we are 15 minutes away from knowing our first grand finalist in season 2023. And it is a pressure cooker here at Kudos Bank Arena.
It sure is, and it's also so for the umpires. So you can see that Rachel Ayres has gone straight on there and said, no more of that. But straight away, an attacking contact by Maddie Proud from the Swifts.
Well, if you think of that happening off the ball before the game's even started, you know it's going to happen once they get into the action. Housby down. This game almost exactly the same as last week. They've taken a couple of quarters of New South Wales Swifts. And the Adelaide Thunderbirds' best quarter is their last, so look for them to respond. Down by 4, the centre pass to follow, so they're doing it already. Austin wants to get a little closer. Can she? There's the ball.
Oh, that's a nice ball too. Just over the 2 defenders. Placed just on the outside.
Well, she looks relaxed, doesn't she, Lucy Austin? Exactly what they're going to need, because this game is going to become more and more of a pressure cooker.
And we talked about finals experience. So far, both teams have really stood up to it. You know, you can see that it's been very, very messy, but the Thunderbirds that are so inexperienced have really kept their heads in this game.
Helen Housby. Well, keep an eye on her. Has she been rolled up at all by the attention of LaTanya Wilson? Has been unshakable so far for the Swifts.
Oh, look at that defence. It is smothering through that middle channel once again.
Well, this is exactly where we saw the defence pick up last week as well. It was in the final quarter. Housby, patient. The offload, smart.
Just a little breather, have a moment. It's all fine to get into the fight of it, but also knowing how much you can take before it affects your performance is really important.
The mental and the physical energy it takes to engage in some of those battles. Lucy Austin, though, continues as cool and calm as you like. Hasn't missed since entering the game. Housby. Proud.
And that's a good ball to give. Now someone needs to re-offer straight away underneath.
Well, talking of good balls, that one absolutely pinpoint into Romelda Aiken. There's a contact call against Maddie Turner. So Georgie Horgis left all by herself down the attack line. Oh, Williams, nearly not enough on it. Austin!
Oh, unlucky.
Well, Proud thought she was unlucky. The whole of Sydney thought she was unlucky too.
Turner offside.
Well, Kim Green, how important is this crowd going to become in this game?
Oh, you can hear them starting to get their bit of energy in. They're chanting. We've got a couple of behind us that are doing all sorts of chants. Sounds like the Barmy Army's here.
3 the difference. The Adelaide Thunderbirds will not go away.
Oh, look at that ball. We haven't seen it much in this game, that ability to get onto the top of the circle freely. But that's what they need to start finding.
There is your score breakdown. It was 2 quarters apiece last week. Lucy Austin nails another. So it remains at 3 the difference. Who's going to win the all-important ball back for the Adelaide Thunderbirds in this quarter? Surely it's one of your Jamaican superstars. Well, at the moment, they can't get a fingertip anywhere near this placement from the Swifts.
The placement is imperative, and you know we talked about the first half. Regardless of where the Swifts were and how much they were up by, they were not getting that ball in easy. Now they're starting to find it.
Let's get down again to M. Beaton, wanting to talk about the Swifts.
Yeah, their last 2 centre passes have done the exact same play. Maddie Proud gets it without any pressure on her whatsoever in the pocket, and then it goes into Romelda Aiken. The Thunderbirds need to put more pressure on the outside to try and get that feed a little bit more iffy, so it gives Shamira Sterling time to get up.
Well, let's take a look at Maddie Proud now. She gives the ball and she needs to get going. You're so right, Em. If you don't start driving down, you don't take anyone with you. So she's doing a great job of that so far.
Oh, Williams! Well, talk about doing a great job. The clean intercept off the pass. Not easy to do from that distance, right there.
I've never done it. That was insane.
Well, this is where the Adelaide Thunderbirds can threaten. Have a look at this Harvey Norman replay. Williams up strong, as clean as you like. And the Thunderbirds have the centre pass to follow. 2 the difference. Bryony Akel up out of her chair. Austin can't balance.
You've got to nail those ones, whether or not it's just getting that other foot down or someone helping her out.
Yeah, there was no one there.
Everyone was
back up.
standing and watching.
Well, that defensive effort wasted from Taylor Williams. A lot of players looking the way of the umpires, aren't they?
Yeah. Just need to get on with it now. 8 more minutes of this game, give it everything. Get it clean out there.
Penalties, give or take, pretty similar.
Again, we're talking about this transverse line. You can see that the Thunderbirds are in this box sort of setup. Not quite being able to get over that line.
But it's the pressure building, isn't it? One player in a minute's going to have to throw a long ball, and that's
right.
where the cracks
There it
come.
Wow.
Brilliant defensive pressure from the Adelaide Thunderbirds.
And exhausting for attackers. So that's when we're talking about last week. Go and find a body instead of going just running through it. Go sit on someone and then take someone out of the game.
Well, again, nearly got a hand on it cleanly, the Adelaide Thunderbirds through Shamira Sterling. Wow, they've turned it up a few notches again in this final quarter, the Adelaide Thunderbirds, but they need a turnover to score off to really start to make it interesting. Well, here's an opportunity.
You asked for it, you got it, Coxie.
A massive opportunity here for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Shamira Sterling. The push-up before release. Gorgeous up the middle, Nankerville.
Well, nice and high, and there's that positional switch. Wing attack, high centre, getting depth.
We talked about the calm of Taylor Williams when she came on last week, and you can sense that again, can't you? Finds the space beautifully, never looks panicked. Big shot, Cardwell nails it. Well, Bryony Akel sensing a shift, hence she's called for an ACF tactical timeout. It is just 2 the difference. The Adelaide Thunderbirds, the centre pass to follow.
Okay, once we pass off, what are they doing? They're putting a box. So if you're standing and waiting, you're not an option. So Paige, once you pass off, cut to middle, because you'll draw. Yeah, yep. And you'll draw 2 in. Once we draw, then we look at a side option. That makes sense, but at the moment we're not drawing them in. All right? Keep doing what you're doing, yeah? But we need to hold them up here. So we attack and goal attack, we're pushing up on court, get in their face. Do not get carried away with it stuck off the ball before the centre pass. Just come off the line so we just take it out. All right? Let's help these 2 out with big arms. Once they pass off, you're dictating space. Force some high sidelines. Let's go.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Disciplined in attack, all right? We be ruthless, all right? In defence, let's go. Let's go. Ulster Sweat.
Well, there it was, Bryony Akel. Don't get carried away with the off-ball contacts. Just go and find another space. She also talked about the box and making sure that Hadley gets in the middle and creates mayhem there. Drag someone.
You don't necessarily have to get the ball, do you, when you lead for it? Sometimes it's just about drawing a defender away. A massive 7 minutes of play. The Adelaide Thunderbirds potentially get it back to just 1 the difference.
Well, we've seen a big change with Fraser going into centre and Proud onto the bench. I thought Proud was doing a really great job in attack, especially on the feeds in that last little bit.
What a win this would be for the Adelaide Thunderbirds if they can get themselves in that position. It's 1 the difference. El Cardwell. Maddie Proud on the bench for the New South Wales Swifts. Fraser now in the middle.
And that's a nice drive from Fraser to try and draw something, but then he needs something else.
Aiken George, 6-1, 26th goal of the game. Just over a minute away from our 4th and final Power 5 of the game. El Cardwell. Williams. There's Taylor Fraser. in the middle. Austin's got a balance. Well, she can't. Fortunately for her, it's an offside. Maddie Turner, well, even the mascot into the game.
Contact in defence.
Well, and it's the time in the air that's happening for Lucy Austin on those feeds. They need to just get, the Thunderbirds need to get a little bit closer so it's not in the air for so long and putting her under that pressure
Can
as well.
still be high, but harder.
Yes, 100%. She can take that too. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah, Fraser just put the head down and barreled through, didn't she?
Well, and that's a penalty breather, right? You take the drive, you get the hit, you release pressure, get it in. Well done from Fraser.
To the difference, Adelaide Thunderbirds, well, they can potentially play this ball around until the siren, and they can then go for a Suncorp super shot. They sink that. It is even.
Here we go, Cash.
That's our news. We're in the power five. Shot scored in the
long
Suncorp
ball,
Super
Cardwell.
And now we're
Who's going to
2
present?
points.
Lucy Austin is the one with the hot hand, 3 from 3. Well, it's Elle Cardwell that does the job this time. A Suncorp super shot. Oh, Kim Green,
it's
51 apiece. 4 and a bit minutes to play. Who is going through to the grand final?
Well, and this is the box, and Hadley going straight in. Nankerville just standing still.
Well, that face says it all, doesn't it? The hands to the mouth in complete shock.
And this is where emotion is everything. You can't get stuck into this now. You have to just find your happy place.
The Adelaide Thunderbirds looking like seasoned campaigners. Oh no, the offensive contact. Oh, the Swifts fans love it.
The umpire's certainly having a say in this game, and they did need to inject a little bit.
Romelda Aiken-George, she'll take the one. Oh, it's a little buffer. Adelaide Thunderbirds sent a pass though, so they can stay with them here. We talked about extra time. We play to a result because we are in the finals. Lucy Austin, can she sink another? She cannot miss from distance, Lucy Austin. 4 from 4 Suncorp super shots. The Adelaide Thunderbirds take the lead.
My goodness, Kat.
The pressure now on the New South Wales Swifts.
And look at this slide defence from both of these defenders.
Shamira Starling!
She just needed 2 hands on that one. It would have been hers.
Helen Housby standing up to the pressure. That has brought the crowd alive. Well, it is an absolute arm wrestle now in the final minutes of this game. Cool heads required. Austin knows she's on target. Another Lucy Austin, the youngster, having the game of her life. 5 from 5.
My goodness. And a beautiful little feed from Fraser on that one.
Romelda Aiken knows they're under pressure here. She doesn't want to take the 1-pointer. Can Helen Housby sink it? She does! 7 from 9 Suncorp super shots for Helen Housby. Is this game going to be decided by Suncorp super shots? 2 minutes to go. Oh, Kim Green. Do we need a reminder of what happens in extra time?
Yes, we do,
Yeah,
Catherine.
I think let's get that up on your screens in a minute. Elle Cardwell drains another. Have a look at the bench for the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Here's your extra time. 5 minutes will be played. No change of ends. Rolling subs, of course, the Suncorp super shot will stay in play if teams are still drawn at the end of that extra 5 minutes. Play will continue. It'll be the first team up by 3 goals.
Oh, no one there.
Wow. Romelda Aiken possession. The New South Wales Swifts. Bryony Akel can't cope, but she's not even watching the court.
Yeah, look at that defence on that super shot here, space. They have to go back to the line. My goodness, and here's that box again. Have a look at it. No one.
But this is also chewing up the clock. The New South Wales Swifts can drain a Suncorp super shot here. They'll be up by the one, and there'll be very little time for the Adelaide Thunderbirds to respond.
And they're good at this, but they need to get the ball to Housby.
Romelda Aiken-Jones. She sinks it. 30 seconds of play. What can the Adelaide Thunderbirds do here? They only need a one. But they've got to get it to the circle.
They've got to take their time with this one. There's one opportunity. And they go for it.
Well, they don't need a long shot. Does Lucy Austin know that? Doesn't matter. Is that the ball game? The New South Wales Swifts, they give it back. They've got to get to the circle. Can Lucy Austin sink it? She does. Lucy Austin. Lucy Austin gets it to level. We are going to extra time. Can you believe what we're seeing here at Kudos Bank Arena?
My goodness, Caps.
Well, there'll be a little time here now with their teams. 90 seconds. They'll be back out on court. It'll be 5 minutes of play. As we mentioned before, the rolling subs will continue. The super shot is still in play.
So in their centre pass, I want you to rush, okay? Don't care about those guys back there. Let's just get down on this line here. Yep, well done out there.
1 minute.
Let's make sure. Let's go.
Yes, same in. We know what we're doing. Yep.
What happens after that?
And then he's going to pass.
Okay. Come in. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. We've got 5 minutes, yeah? We are all about standing tall, bleeding pink hard, yeah? First centre pass, what are we doing? We're going stops. Stops? Ready for them. Yep. Defensively, we clamp down that middle. We've got this, girls. Take a breath. Stand tall out there.
We live from this moment, girls. We live. Every single person celebrate everything.
Let's go.
Right on the turn. Let's go.
Let's go. T-Birds on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
Well, thank you, Hannah Petty. I think everyone watching at home would have needed that pep talk. I needed that pep talk. Everyone take a deep breath. Calm down. Interesting to see the captain step in that moment. Calm as you like, take control.
Well, and from the bench. She's sitting on the bench as a captain and she's, bringing these words of wisdom. But also getting the girls on track. What are we doing on the centre pass? What are we doing in defence?
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourself in. It's 5 minutes of extra time. Straight away, a couple of turnovers. Wow, we thought it was heated before.
Well, Kath, we also see Lily Gorman-Brown come into the game at wing attack.
What a moment.
What a moment for her.
To be brought into the contest with your co-captain and all the experience in the world, Paige Hadley on the bench.
Yeah, it's an interesting one going into extra time, that's for sure. You want the players that know what to do in these moments. Gorman-Brown's a great player and we've seen her in and out of the games.
Well, you can see Paige Hadley itching. She wants to be out there and having some sort of control. Have a look at the co-captain. Ankerville. Georgie Horges. Taylor Williams has been brilliant. Rock solid, steady.
It's exactly what I was going to say. Rock solid. She's taking on the drive. She's taking on the hits. Having a crack in defence.
Eleanor Cardwell, she is not going to stop. Both Austin and Cardwell and Housby, for that matter, the hot hand from distance here in this final. Well, I was going to say quarter, but it's extra time now. Latanya Wilson. Oh, what a moment. Sophie Fawns too. Looks like she's about to enter the game for the New South Wales Swifts.
Well, first time for the game as well. Did you just say that? I don't know.
Romelda Aiken-George takes her time, sinks it. Thunderbirds! Well, how would Sophie Fawns be feeling? By far the biggest game of her career. Austin, surely she'll take the one. The contact
Keeper, you're out of play. Keeper, you're out of play. Come
against Sarah Clow. Lucy Austin sinks another one. What a game from Lucy Austin. Sophie Fawns is on. Helen Housby stays at goal attack. Well, this change-up, surely all about the super shot now, Kim Green.
It is. It's all about getting into that little space in the white arc, and there it is right now. Oh! And it's the block over the shot from Sterling. Gosh, she's good at that. We haven't seen much of it today.
Housby lines up, sinks another. Helen Housby, 8 from 10 Suncorp super shots. Oh. What a performance. Here it is on your Harvey Norman replay. The tip coming from Sterling. Williams. Cardwell. Out to Georgie Horges. Cardwell again.
Well, they're being so patient on this one, just draining down the clock.
Oh, it didn't look like it wanted to fall initially. She has got ice in her veins, Elle Cardwell. Hadley, the experience, the leadership is back on the court for the New South Wales Swifts. Fawns. Hadley again. Housby. Well, plenty of players that have been in these moments before for the Swifts through the hands of Proud. Well, Latanya Wilson, a little shocked. Helen Housby passes off to Sophie Fawns. Shamira Sterling, a timely intercept.
Well, standing up when it matters, isn't it? It's that rebound, both of them going up for it.
Well, that's the difference when you take off from Romelda Aiken-George, isn't it? Williams, Horges. Austin out of the circle. Well, neither of the shooters for the Adelaide Thunderbirds are in the circle. Austin continues to stay there. She's got to get herself in the circle.
Well, they can just start draining the time here.
Up by 1, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Lucy Austin.
Oh, that's a good ball.
That is a great ball and smart hold.
Thunderbirds have stood up on this occasion, haven't they, Kath?
Up by 2. There it is, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Can you believe it? Straight through to the grand final. They're going to the big dance, and it'll be their 11th grand final appearance. Have a look at the scenes here. What a win from the Adelaide Thunderbirds. One of the biggest wins. Shamira Sterling, inconsolable.
But we need you one more time in 2023. It's a second chance for us.
Just cannot believe what they've managed to do here, the Adelaide Thunderbirds. Last week, their first win in Sydney against the Swifts in 10 years, and they've just backed it up in one of the biggest moments.
We have one final opportunity.
It's just incredible, Kath. You can see the passion that's out there at the moment, really feeling for Swifts that were up for most of the game.
Thank you so much for attending here tonight. Kudos, Bank Arena.
Well, how quickly did that 5 minutes of extra time go? Snuck away from the New South Wales Swifts, didn't it? The Adelaide Thunderbirds cool and calm and in control. They took that extra time, 6 goals to 4.
And we talked about experience, right? It doesn't matter as it turns out. Look at them go.
Wow. Well, what we do know, the Adelaide Thunderbirds will be playing in that grand final in a couple of weeks' time, John Cain Arena in Melbourne. What we don't know is who their opponent will be. Next week, the New South Wales back here to host the prelim. It'll be either the West Coast Fever or the Melbourne Vixens.
Please do not climb over the railings and make your way.
That, of course, happening tomorrow in that minor semi-final from Perth.